You feel lost and you don't know how you got here. Not in one moment, not in one decision, but slowly, one step at a time, one change at a time, one uncertainty after another, until suddenly, nothing feels clear anymore. The direction, the purpose, the meaning behind what you're doing. You keep moving, but you don't know where you're going. And that feeling is heavy. Because being lost is not loud. It's quiet. It sits in your thoughts. It follows you through the day. It shows up at night when everything else goes silent. You begin to question everything. Your path, your decisions, your future. And sometimes you even question yourself. But here is something important. Being lost does not mean you are abandoned. The Bible says, the Lord will guide you always. Not only when you feel confident. Not only when everything makes sense. Always. Even when the path feels unclear. Even when your mind is full of questions. Even when you feel like you're standing still. God is still guiding. You may not see the whole direction. You may not understand what is happening. But guidance is not always visible in the moment. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it feels like nothing is changing. But growth often happens in places where clarity is missing. You are not the only one who has felt this way. Many people walk through seasons where nothing feels certain, where purpose feels distant, where direction feels hidden. And yet, those seasons shape you. They teach patience. They teach trust. They teach you to keep walking even without answers. You don't need to see the whole path. You only need the next step. And God reveals the next step when you're ready to take it. Not before. Not all at once. Just enough. Being lost can feel like failure. But it isn't. It's often a transition. A space between where you were and where you're going. A moment where your life is shifting, even if you don't see the outcome yet. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not drifting without direction. You are in a season of becoming. And becoming is uncomfortable. It's uncertain. It's quiet. It's slow. But it's not meaningless. God does not lose sight of you when you lose sight of the path. He stays close, steady, present, guiding in ways you may only understand later. You are not meant to have everything figured out today. You are allowed to walk step by step, to trust slowly, to move forward even when the future feels unclear. Because being lost does not mean your life has no direction. It means the direction is still unfolding, and even here you are still guided. Sometimes being lost feels like standing at a crossroads with no signs pointing in any direction. You look left. You look right. You wait for clarity. But nothing feels certain. And the silence becomes frustrating. You ask for answers. You ask for direction. You ask for something clear enough to follow. But instead of a map, you receive patience. Instead of a full picture, you receive one small step. And that can feel disappointing. Because we want certainty. We want guarantees. We want to know that if we choose one path, it will lead somewhere good. But faith rarely works that way. Faith does not remove uncertainty. It teaches you how to walk through it. You may feel behind in life, behind others, behind your own expectations. You may feel like everyone else knows where they're going while you're still trying to figure things out. But comparison will only deepen the feeling of being lost. Because your path was never meant to look like someone else's. God guides individually, personally, intentionally. He knows your pace, your limits, your fears, your questions. And He does not rush you. You are not delayed. You are being developed. Even when it feels slow. Even when it feels invisible. There are lessons in this season that clarity could never teach you. There is strength forming in you that comfort could never build. Being lost strips away illusion. It removes false security. It forces you to rely on something deeper than your own understanding. And that dependence is not weakness. It is alignment. You may not see the destination yet, but you are not wandering without purpose. You are walking through a chapter that will make sense later. One day, you will look back and see how the confusion shaped you, how the uncertainty strengthened you, how the silence deepened your trust. But for now, all you need is this moment, this breath, this step. You don't need to solve your entire future tonight. You only need the courage to move forward without having every answer. And that courage grows when you remember that you are not navigating alone. God is not watching from a distance. He is walking with you. Even when the path feels unclear. Even when the direction feels hidden. Even when you feel lost, you are still guided. You are still seen. You are still moving forward. And sometimes, being lost is simply the beginning of discovering who you were meant to become.